You got Phil Mickelson, you got Bubba running around here now. The Greenbrier must have some pretty good golf courses.
Oh, one of the best in the country. It's been a destination for golf for over 100 years, and even now today, it's one of the best spots. Host for a PGA Tour event. Of course, our Old White TPC hosts the Greenbrier Classic every year. The Meadows is a great, fun resort course and dramatically improved after its restoration, so it's definitely a destination for golfers, for sure.
Yeah, if you don't know about the floods that decimated the White Sulphur Springs area a couple years ago, really a lot of tragedy, not only just for this beautiful resort, but the town's community and the owner. What a good guy, opened up the facility so all the local folks, you tell them.
Absolutely, you know, it was a horrible, horrible event, but you got to see the good in people on the backside of it. Our owner opened the hotel. If people were displaced, didn't have a place to stay, we had hundreds of people staying in the hotel. Relief agencies from everywhere you could ever imagine coming out to help folks. It was terrible to see, but it was really great to see the rebound. Here at the resort, same story. We've been able to make some really great improvements while we've restored the golf courses. The Old White TPC and the Meadows are the best they've ever been. And so it was a terrible event, but out of it, we've got some really great golf to show off, and the employees are really, really proud of what we have available now.
You should be. Plus, they fed the folks while they were here, too. And you can feast on two great golf courses, the Meadows and the White TPC, where they play the Greenbrier Classic. Let's start with the Meadows Golf Course. Tell us all about it. What's the topography? What's it like? Do you like the golf course?
Oh, we love it. So the Meadows course has always been kind of a fan favorite. It's the most scenic. So the way I tell people is we sit right in the middle of the valley. The Old White TPC sits up against one side of the valley, against one side of the mountains. The Greenbrier course, which we're going to be redoing here shortly, sits up against the other side. The Meadows is right down the middle, so you get views of the mountains on both sides. Some great weather. We're here, you know, beautiful sunshine here even late in the year. So it's a wonderful spot. We've actually changed the routing plan from what folks who've played a couple years ago will remember. So this hole actually formerly was part of the Greenbrier course, so we've pulled a couple of old holes from the Greenbrier in, made some updates to them. So I always say it's the best of the old Meadows, the best of the old Greenbrier with some new holes built, and altogether it's an unbelievable golf course.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, the White course, of course, plays home to the Greenbrier Classic.
Yep.
Is that right?
It is, every summer, 4th of July week.
And you've had some great winners win the event. And of course, if you want to talk about legends of the game, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, and of course, the old snake eater himself is running around here, Lee Trevino, these days.
He's the best. Yeah, we've been lucky to host basically anyone who's been a name in the game of golf in the last 100 years. They've played golf here at the Greenbrier. And from like you talked about, the sort of greats of yesteryear to the best in the game nowadays. I mean, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, all the best on tour have been here. Our champion this year, Xander Schauffele. No one heard of him at the beginning of the year. He wins here. He wins the tour championship. He's already started this year off on a high note. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So we've got that unbelievable combination of all the history, all the legends of the game, and the best in the game today, all wrapped into one.
All right, that's the history of the place. Let's do some golfing now. You want to do some golfing?
I like that plan.
Let's head out to the Meadows, then we're going to head out to the White course, and you're in for such a special treat because when you talk about bucket list golf courses, the Greenbrier is one of them. So go kick the bucket. I like him. And guess what? He's a good golfer, too.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Lee Trevino. I'm the new pro mayor that's here. Welcome to the Greenbrier. I'm sure you had time to walk around this great resort. Now you know why we call it America's Resort. It is absolutely gorgeous. But that's not my department. My department is right here at the Greenbrier Golf Academy. I've had the pleasure of playing for 45 years professional golf. I've seen just about every resort you can imagine. I've seen every academy that you can imagine. But I'm going to tell you something. There's not one anywhere in the world any better than this one. Come on in. Take a kid that came off of a cotton farm. Never had running water or plumbing until he was 17 years old when I was in the Marine Corps. This is paradise. I could live here. But this is the important part right over here. This is where the mats are, the driving range, and this is where you're gonna get the knowledge about the game of golf. Come on, let's go check it out. Now this is my favorite spot. You know why? Because I can hit golf balls. Now you get a great view of our teaching academy. Already you can see that Billy Winters is giving a lesson there. Now, Billy Winters, he's the gentleman that I told you that it's in the top 100 golf magazine teachers. And he does a fantastic job. Over to your right, you have Scott Hall, and he's also given a lesson over here. Good teacher himself, but we can do group lessons. We take as high as 12. That's about it. It's got to be a 4-to-1 ratio, and we have the 3 instructors. It's absolutely private. We'll have everything that you need, we have here at the Greenbrier Academy. Ladies, please set up a lesson and come down here and take some lessons. We'll put you on the mat, we'll get you out of the sun and get you out of the rain, okay? Now I want to show you where you're really going to learn something is we're going to go over and we're going to do a little chipping, a little putting, and a little bunker shot. So follow me over to the other side of the academy. Okay, I'm sure you know what this is, don't you? This is a sand trap. Some people call it a bunker. This is the thing that's feared the most. And the reason it's feared the most is because you have no clue how to get out of it. And let me tell you something, there are little tricks to get out of a bunker. You remember the cue ball motion, when you hit a cue ball and backspin it on the pool table. That's what you want to do with this buried lie. You want to put your weight a little bit left so you're more abrupt with the club, and you want to come down as close as possible to the ball. This creates a backspin, and it uses the front of that sand as a ski ramp. Very easy shot. You don't have to even swing hard at it. If you're lucky enough to avoid those bunkers that I showed you over there just a moment ago, and you miss the green, chances are you're going to be in this tall stuff. And this is what I do here at the Greenbrier Academy. When you come down here, I'm going to show you how to chip around the green. When you bring this club back down, I want you to flick the right hand like this, and watch what happens. Is that easy? Sure it is. You come on down here and we'll teach it to you. One of the most important things about putting is your left hand. Is where is your left hand on the putter? And always remember one thing, that the left hand has to be square with the club face. It always has to be square with the club face. The other is the shoulders. The shoulders have to be square, parallel to the target, on your target line. They can't be open, especially on short putt. Here's exactly what I'm talking about the left hand. You'll be able to notice it from there. Now you see where this left hand is pointing? It's pointing actually down to about 45 degrees to the left. Now what happens with this stroke is it will go back okay if the shoulders are square. But if the shoulders are open, you'll see that the putter goes outside the line. If your left hand is on correctly, now look at that. I can see a knuckle, my first knuckle on my left hand. That's what you want to look at. Now, when you can see that and square those shoulders up, watch. When I move this putter back with my shoulder, watch how square it goes back. You see that? It's perfect. It says, watch the top of the handle. Watch the handle. Watch this. You see it? Well, that's it. That's the 3 little tips that I wanted to give you. It's just a little bit of what we teach down here at the Academy. And I just want to say one thing. Welcome. We're glad to have you. We hope you come back. And it is America's resort. And I'm certainly proud to be part of it. And I will be here forever. You're going to have to bury me under the first green.